Some people wanted to break me, but they only made me stronger. Others wanted to exploit me. They only made me smarter. And now you think I'm done? To all of you, I only have one thing to say. I'm not like you, because I'm not you. I am Zlatan Ibrahimović, and I am just warming up.
Guardiola was a great coach, but as a person, he's a coward. That's not a quote from a bitter rival. It's from Zlatan Ibrahimović himself. The year was 2009. Pep Guardiola had just signed Zlatan for Barcelona, a move that was supposed to make them unstoppable. But within a year, that dream turned into a disaster. There was silence in the locker room, a Ferrari Pep didn't like, and an explosion that shook one of the greatest teams in football history. The perfect start. When Zlatan joined Barcelona from Inter Milan, it was one of the biggest transfers in football. 69 million euros, plus Samuel Eto'o going the other way. Pep believed Zlatan was the missing piece to bring even more dominance to a team already filled with stars. And for a while, it looked like a perfect match. Zlatan started on fire, 11 goals in his first 14 La Liga games. He scored in El Clasico, linked up beautifully with Messi, and looked every bit the superstar Barcelona had paid for. The fans were thrilled. The media called him the final weapon. But behind the smiles and celebrations, cracks were starting to appear. When the tension started, Zlatan was used to being the main man, the center of every attack. But Pep Guardiola had different ideas. Halfway through the season, Pep made a tactical shift that changed everything. Lionel Messi was moved to a false nine role, the center of the attack. Zlatan, the world-class striker, was pushed wide and asked to adapt. He hated it. Zlatan later said, "Pep stopped talking to me. He didn't even look at me." In frustration, he confronted his coach face-to-face. "You don't have any balls." It wasn't just about football anymore. It was personal. Zlatan arrived at training in a Ferrari. Pep didn't like it. To Guardiola, it symbolized arrogance and ego. To Zlatan, it was just who he was. "I drove to training in my Ferrari," he said, "and everyone looked at me like I was a criminal." The locker room explosion. Then came the breaking point. After one match, Zlatan snapped. In front of the entire team, he confronted Guardiola. "Pep, you've got no guts," he shouted. The room went silent. Pep didn't respond. He simply turned and walked away. Zlatan described that moment later. He disappeared like a little man. That silence said everything. There was no coming back from it. The fallout. Within months, the relationship was beyond repair. Zlatan, once Pep's big signing, was now frozen out. By the end of the season, he was gone, loaned to AC Milan after just 1 year at Barcelona. In his autobiography, I Am Zlatan, he didn't hold back. Guardiola is not a man. He avoids confrontation. If he doesn't want to deal with you, he just ignores you. Zlatan contrasted him with Jose Mourinho, his former coach at Inter. Mourinho would do anything for his players. Pep sacrifices his players for his ideas. Clashing philosophies. The truth is, both men were brilliant, but completely opposite. Zlatan thrived on emotion, confidence, and freedom. He needed to feel trusted, even adored. Pep demanded structure, control, and quiet obedience. Zlatan's personality filled every room he entered. Pep preferred order and harmony over chaos and individuality. It was never really about tactics, it was a clash of philosophies. For Pep, no player was bigger than the team. For Zlatan, individuality was power. That's why they couldn't coexist. Aftermath and legacy. After that explosive season, Zlatan's exit from Barcelona was inevitable. He left on loan to AC Milan in 2010, and almost immediately, he found his spark again. At Milan, he was trusted, respected, and unleashed. Zlatan led the club to the Serie A title, proving that his talent and ego could thrive, just not under Guardiola's system. Meanwhile, Pep Guardiola stayed at Barcelona and built what many still call the greatest football team in history. With Messi as the false nine, Barcelona dominated Europe, winning the Champions League and rewriting football tactics forever. Pep's vision worked, but didn't include Zlatan. In interviews and in his autobiography, I Am Zlatan, Ibrahimović never held back. He repeatedly called Pep a coward who couldn't face confrontation. To him, Pep was brilliant on the field but weak as a person. Pep, as always, stayed silent, never responding publicly to Zlatan's insults. Over time, both men's careers took on legendary paths. Zlatan became the symbol of confidence and individuality, conquering Italy, France, England, and the US. Pep became a symbol of perfection and control, shaping football philosophy at Bayern Munich and Manchester City. Their fallout remains one of football's most famous personality clashes, a story of two geniuses who couldn't coexist. Zlatan summed it up best. It wasn't a failure on the pitch, it was a failure to connect. Two geniuses, one ball, and a story that showed even in football's biggest stage, egos can burn brighter than trophies. So what do you think? Was Zlatan the problem? Or was Pep too rigid to handle him? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more football stories that change the game.